Linkers are words or phrases that help us to join ideas together. They're important in every situation where we have to organize and present our ideas. We need to use linkers in everyday conversation. However, it is in writing that linkers take on their most useful function. There are different parts of speech which can be used as linkers. Traditional grammar deals with some linkers under the heading of conjunctions. Conjunctions can be coordinating, such as and or but, and subordinating, such as although or because. However, they can be called within-sentence linkers, since their main function is to join clauses within a single sentence. Other linkers may be labeled in traditional grammar as sentence adverbs or logical connectors. They include items such as however, in fact, and in addition, which link ideas across two separate sentences, one sentence following another, which is why they can be called across-sentence linkers. Finally, there are words and expressions which are labeled traditionally as prepositions or prepositional phrases. These include expressions like despite, owing to, during, and as well as. They mainly occur before noun phrases and ing forms, and can therefore be referred to as phrase linkers. So according to their function, linkers can be classified into three main groups: within-sentence linkers, which link two clauses within the same sentence; across-sentence linkers, which link ideas across two sentences; and phrase linkers, which can be found in front of noun phrases or gerunds. Let's look at within-sentence linkers first. You already know conjunctions such as and, but, because, and although. In each of these sentences, there are two ideas with a linker to join them. The ideas come in clauses. A clause must have a verb, usually a word to express an action, and a subject, usually a person or thing that controls the action. Notice that the sentences have two clauses, or that a sentence can have any number of clauses. In these examples, the linker joins the clauses together within one sentence, which is why we call these linkers within-sentence linkers. There are other words which are used to join ideas together. For example, in this sentence, Susan felt ill. However, she sang 2 songs. Here the sentences stay separate. However comes in the second sentence, but there is a meaning link across to the first sentence, which is why we call such linkers across-sentence linkers. We can see a third type of linker in this example. Susan sang 2 songs despite her sore throat. Despite introduces the phrase her sore throat, which is a noun phrase. We call such linkers phrase linkers. Now read these sentences, find the linkers in them, and classify them according to their function. Now let's check. I'll keep on loving you, although you're far away. Although is the linker, and it is a within-sentence linker. Business has been poor this year. However, we expect an improvement in the year ahead. However is an across-sentence linker. Can you teach my class this afternoon? The thing is, I'm taking a driving test. The thing is used to join 2 sentences together, so it is an across-sentence linker. Recent trials have shown that the drug is effective. It is also cheap to manufacture. also links two sentences together, so it is an across-sentence linker. Children under 12 are not admitted unless they are accompanied by an adult. Unless is used within the same sentence to link two clauses, so it is a within-sentence linker. Did you hear some strange noises during the night? During is before a phrase, a noun phrase, so it is a phrase linker. Several matches have had to be cancelled today because of the weather. Because of is in front of a noun phrase, so it is a phrase linker. Organization linkers provide the logical structure of a paragraph or text, whereas narrative linkers help us to sequence events in time. Let's look at a couple of examples. Firstly, I would like to deal with the present situation. Then I will deal with our future plans. In this example, firstly is used to show how you're organizing points. It is an organization linker. Let's look at the second example. At first, our experiments were unsuccessful, but gradually we began to get some useful results. In this case, at first is used in describing the order of events in a story or report. It is a narrative linker. Now read the sentences and decide which linker to use, firstly or at first. Also be careful to choose the right position for each of them. Let's check. At first, I didn't enjoy the work. It took me a long time to get used to it. At first is a narrative linker. There are several reasons why you should choose Sue for the job. First, she is extremely well qualified. Moreover, she has the necessary experience. First is a logical or organization linker. We shall launch our new models next week. At first, they'll only be available in the London stores, but eventually they'll be sold throughout the country. Here, at first, is a narrative linker. The company has made mistakes. First, it should have invested in new technology. Furthermore, it should not have closed down its factory in Bulgaria. First is a logical or organization linker. Let's look at this example. First of all, I shall show that Frank Martin is innocent of the crime he is accused of. Secondly, I shall show you why the crime was committed. Finally, I shall name the real criminal. In this short speech, the linkers first of all, secondly, and finally provide the logical structure of the text. They actually list the main points which will be touched upon. Now let's look at some examples of narrative linkers. Finally, we produced a sales plan which everyone accepted. Finally can be used both as a narrative linker and an organization linker. At last, after traveling halfway around the world, we managed to interview the head of the company. At last, as a narrative linker in a report of events, is often used for success after many difficulties. For weeks we tried to get in touch with him, but without success. In the end we gave up. In the end, as a narrative linker is used to report something that happened after time or effort. It may not be the result you wanted. At the start, the hero is rich and successful. At the end, everything has gone wrong. At the start and at the end are narrative linkers used when describing a film, book or play. Now you try. Use a suitable organizational narrative linker in this letter from a romantic novelist to her publisher. Now let's check. As you can see, firstly, secondly, and finally, which are the logical linkers, are used at the beginning of each paragraph, and they provide the logical structure of the text. The narrative linkers in the end and at first are used because they provide a sequence of events. At the start and at the end, as we said, refer to characters in a novel. At last indicates that there's been an effort and it has been successful. A time order paragraph is a paragraph in which the ideas are put in order by time. For example, when you write about an event, you use time order to tell about it. You write first this happened, next that happened, and then something else happened. When you write instructions, you use time order. You divide your instructions into a series of steps and list the steps in order by time. For example, if you teach someone how to make a cake, you tell them how to mix the ingredients before you explain how to bake the cake. As you read the modal paragraph on the next slide, notice that the steps are given in order by time. Also notice the time words that show what happens first, second, third, and so forth. How to have a successful garage sale. It's easy to have a successful garage sale if you prepare for it ahead of time. First, collect used items in good condition. These items can be clothes, toys, books, dishes, lamps, furniture, TVs, pictures, and sporting goods. Clean everything well and store it in your garage until the day of the sale. Next, decide on a day and time for your sale. Third, decide on the prices and mark a price on each item. If you're not sure how much to charge, check the prices at other garage sales in your community. Fourth, make signs advertising the date, time and address of your sale and put them up around your neighborhood. Then, get some change from the bank. Get at least $20 in $1 bills, a roll of quarters, and a roll of dimes. Finally, get up early on the morning of the sale and arrange the items on tables in your driveway and in your garage. After that, sit back and wait for your customers to arrive. Be prepared to bargain. That's part of the fun of having a garage sale. Now let's practice. Each group of sentences on the next few slides has a topic sentence marked by the number 1, which is followed by several steps. Your first task is to number the steps in the correct time order. When you have finished, write 2 of the 3 groups of sentences as paragraphs. You need to copy the title in the middle of your paper, that is in your notebook. You need to copy the topic sentence first, and then copy the remaining sentences in order, but remember to use a time order transition signal at every step. I'm going to start this one for you. Jet lag. Frequent flyers recommend these steps to prevent jet lag. First, eat a high carbohydrate meal before your flight. Second, now you carry on. How to drive your teacher crazy. It's easy to drive your teacher crazy if you follow these simple directions. Now you carry on. How to train your dog. Training your dog to sit and stay requires these 5 steps. And it's your turn to carry on. Now it's your turn to write a complete paragraph on the topic of how to clean your house after a party. When you have finished, check your organization. Does the paragraph begin with a topic sentence? Are the steps in time order? Are there time order transitions? For homework, write a short composition about a memorable event using narrative linkers to sequence the events. Use paragraphs to describe an event you have attended, what happened, and why it was important to you.